There's a reason I tell you so often that we are in the looting the Treasury phase of our republic. We are a late stage republic. Why do I say that? Well, one of the most obvious ways you can see is the people who lead the nation. They don't care about the country at all. They don't care about your dollar. They don't care that the value of your dollar is in free fall. These things don't bother them the way they bother you. You wake up in the morning and you look at your bank account or the stock market and you think, oh, I just lost all this value. Honey, what do we do? And you're looking at the economy and gas prices and you're trying to buy eggs. And then you're looking at the state of the nation and it saddens you. It saddens me because we're looking at the country and it's coming apart on us. The debt's really bad and all these things are happening. But the reason we are a late stage republic isn't that things are bad. Things get bad sometimes. We're a late stage republic because the people leading the country don't care. Not even a little. Many of them are actually happy about it. Let's just deal with the inflation portion of it that we're having to tackle. 20%. The value of your dollar, I don't care what metrics they try to give out and lie to you about, the value of your dollar is 20% less than it was when Joe Biden took office right now. How upset are they about that? Because that's significant. Normal people can't just withstand a 20% decrease in their value. Normal people need their money. They need to purchase goods and services to survive. They need these things. How concerned is our leadership? I think everything's going great.
The good news is that inflation in America is continuing to come down. Today, I'm happy to report that the State of the Union and the state of our economy is strong.
The United States is doing extremely well economically with inflation coming down and a strong labor market.
We take pride in the credibility of the forecasts that we make.
Take pride in the credibility of the forecasts they make. So while you have had your income, your worth, reduced by 20%, these people are telling you everything's fine, and they're telling you how proud they are of the forecasts they make, except this was one of the forecasts they made.
I really doubt that we're going to see an inflationary cycle.
Is there a risk of inflation? I think there's a small risk, and I think it's manageable.
I don't anticipate that inflation is going to be a problem, but it is something that we're watching very carefully.
I don't anticipate inflation's going to be a problem. Let's just pause on that for a moment here, because we're doing our late stage republic talk. I don't anticipate inflation's going to be a problem. Now, I'm glad you like the show. I'm glad you watch I'm Right. I'm glad you enjoyed. Hopefully we all learned something together. Hopefully we have some laughs, speak some hard truths, but you know I'm an idiot, right? And I knew we were going to have inflation. I don't even have a college education. I went to community college, and I knew we were going to have inflation badly and predicted so. Why? Because even an idiot like me knows you can't just stop your economy and then print $5, $6, $7 trillion in unbacked currency without inflation. And yet the people who run the country told you we weren't going to have it. And then once it got here, they said we're all doing just fine. That's late stage republic stuff. Late stage republic stuff. And let's not forget that what they're predicting now, even with all these bank closures from First Republic to Signature to Silicon Valley, even with all these things, a prediction they're making now is that the banking system is just fine.
The American banking system is really safe and well capitalized. It's resilient.
Safe and well capitalized, huh? Let's talk about the banking system. Because of what I do, and I have to travel a bit, and you go to events, and you got to meet corporate suits and do that kind of thing, I've gotten to know many, many people over the years, running for Congress and whatnot. I've gotten to know bankers, finance guys. One of my good friends owns a bunch of banks here in Texas. Always good to have a friend like that, but he is a wonderful human being, wonderful family. He owns banks. Okay, so this is a man who is not only well off, he understands what's going on with the financial sector, which he understands what's going on with the dollar right now. Do you know what text message he sent me 3 weeks ago, a month ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago? You know what he sent me? Hey, Jesse, I'm going to buy a lot of gold. Where should I go? I'm not making that up. Where should I get gold? I said, I don't want to give out his name. I said, we'll just call him Bill. I said, Bill, do you know something I don't? I love people buying gold. I encourage people to do this all the time, but from a banker, I would assume a banker would go a different route. He said, yeah, I know a lot you don't. I'm buying a lot of gold. You know what China's doing right now? China's buying gold. Bankers are buying gold. China's buying gold. What's America doing? Oh, we're taking the money we have that's worth virtually nothing and we're spending it on climate change.
The Inflation Reduction Act is, at its core, about turning the climate crisis into an economic opportunity.
To rebuild our infrastructure and create better jobs, to invest in our workforce, to advance racial equity and make sure the economic recovery includes everyone, to address the climate crisis.
Smart people are buying gold. Countries that want to continue to exist are buying gold. We're investing in climate change and racial equity right now. Scary late stage republic talk. That's what that is. Late stage republic talk. We are in the looting the Treasury phase where these people are destroying us. They're not going to stop. They're not going to slow down. They're going to continue to loot the Treasury, enrich themselves while they burn our money in our nation to the ground. And the problem is there's virtually no stopping it. And we haven't even mentioned, speaking of China, moving off of the dollar. Let me explain something. We've gotten used to something in this country. You have, I have, we all have, no matter your age, no matter if you're 9 or 90, watching this show right now. We've all gotten used to something, and this is what we've gotten used to. We've gotten used to the American government racking up debt, huge numbers of debt. We're used to it by now. We don't even balk anymore. $500 billion deficit this year, $1 trillion deficit this year, $1.5 trillion. And we're just kind of used to that being how life works. So of course we spend more than we take in, of course, but I just want to explain something to you right now. The only reason that flies, the only reason we've been allowed by the world to amass $31 trillion in debt. The only reason we've been allowed to spend more than we take in is because the dollar has been thought of as being so strong that it would be the world's reserve currency. Reserve currency. That means when this nation trades with that nation, not even us, when France trades with Saudi Arabia, what currency do they use? The French one, the Saudi Arabian? No, they use the dollar. That has allowed us the freedom to spend way more than we take in. That's going away. The world's tired of it. The world's tired of watching us destroy the value of the thing they use for the reserve currency. It's called BRICS. There's an alliance of nations. They're already moving off of the dollar. And when that day comes, not if, when that day comes, you will see a shocking, drastic reduction in your standard of living like you can't even possibly comprehend.
For too long, we've been led to believe that communism is a thing of the past. But the truth is, communism is alive. It's here, and it's infiltrating every aspect of American life. Introducing the Anti-Communist Manifesto by Jesse Kelly, the practical guide for patriots ready to defend our nation from its most dangerous enemy. Discover the shocking extent of communist infiltration in our education system, their alliance with American corporations, and the twisted truth behind environmentalism. This eye-opening book exposes the true face of communism and empowers you to fight back. Join the fight for freedom. Pre-order your copy of the Anti-Communist Manifesto today by going to jessekellybook.com.